Welcome back. We're going to be talking a little bit about some things that you should consider when you think about going to a festival, and we'd be more than happy to take your phone call, so please feel free to call in. One of the things that we have been talking about over the past few years with Eric and some of other staff folks is that seems to be a tendency for people when they come to a spiritual festival to check their brains at the door. We've noticed that people tend to think that they don't have to take their medication. They don't have to follow commonsensical safety rules like leaving candles burning in their tents. Please don't do that. Remember that you are at a gathering, and part of being considerate of other people is to take care of yourself. One of the things that we emphasize in what we believe in our religion and in our spirituality is responsibility for our actions, taking responsibility for what we do and how we behave. So please remember to do that. Pack warm clothes, pack extra socks. Tante Cate is not always going to be there to provide them for you. We do have bonfires. Don't dance in them. Around them is good, in them bad. And yes, it's happened. So please be very, very careful. Some of the bonfires that we've been to actually get very, very, very large. Some of them start at 40 feet just for the wood. So when that thing gets set and is set in blaze, it's very hot. There's usually fire tenders and folks for your safety to help you stay away from being too close to the fire. Please pay attention to them.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, stop, drop, and roll. Remember, if you happen to catch fire, and there are sparks that come off the top of it, so be careful, watch out for each other.
The basic things you want to remember when you're at any of these festivals all summer is it's almost like visiting someone else's house. You are on someone else's property who, out of the goodness of their heart, has opened this up for the weekend or the week to allow you to come and experience the weekend, whether you're following a real strictly spiritual festival or if it's a fun one and a lot of little workshops. But you're in someone else's house. Clean up after yourself. If you're a smoker, put your butts in a can, okay? Don't leave them on the ground. There's no need for that kind of stuff. Cans, papers, recycle. Bring your trash out. You brought it in, take it out. Why should the organizers have to go for a 60-foot dumpster to take care of your trash with all the stuff you brought in? All right, think about the people who are going to be there the weekend after you. It might be a normal Joe and Mary camper people, and they may not be pagans. They don't need to pick up your trash. Set the example, folks, okay?
We are supposed to be a community that is earth-friendly and earth-conscious. That's one of our basic premises. It's one of our basic beliefs is that we take care of the earth. Follow your beliefs. Take care of each other when you're out there. We are a community. So if you see somebody who's having a problem because they need some sunscreen, give it to them. If you think somebody needs to be drinking water, check up on them. Make sure that people drink water. That's one of the biggest common mistakes in camping is that people forget to drink water. You have to drink it.
He gets the water award from me.
And I get the water award. If you don't drink water, and I'm there, and you go into heat stroke, you won't be a happy camper because I will make you better. And that usually means ice packs. And ice packs go every place where there's a pulse point. And yes, that includes your groin because that's one of the fastest ways to bring down your temperature. So I will take care of you. Like I said, you may not be happy, but you'll be better. It's one of the things that people tend to forget. They're out, they're having a great time. Usually there's a breeze, so you don't even notice that you're becoming overheated and dehydrated. Make sure you drink water.
That's a good point because we see less problems at some of the festivals in the middle of July or the beginning of August when it's 90 degrees and humid. People are sweating and they realize they got a problem. It's the early in the season festivals, whether it's June and you got a 75-degree day and you're out in the sun all day and it feels great and you're going to classes and you're getting sun on probably parts of your body that haven't been exposed all winter. Sunscreen, water, take care of yourself, guys.
It's very, very important. One of the things we'd also like to talk about is clothing. A lot of the gatherings are clothing optional. There are naturists out there. There are naturist communities. There are places where it is safe and acceptable to be partially unclothed. If you have a problem with it, don't go because some of us don't have a problem with it. Now, personally, I believe in keeping America beautiful, so the clothes stay on. However, for some of us who enjoy being out under the sky and being sky-clad, that is their right. And nobody is doing this to offend anyone. So if you have a problem with it or you're concerned about your kids having a problem with it, please feel free to stay home. Nobody's going to be upset because that's your belief. That's good. That's okay. Craftwise in the hotel is a perfect place for you because we all keep our clothes on. Even when we go to bed, we don't usually get to change.
We don't get to go to bed, yeah.
So please remember that this is part of going to some of the pagan gatherings. Not all of them, but some of them. Now, obviously, if you're going to a pagan gathering like we are in June, going to Brushwood, it's going to be real cold. Nothing's coming off.
Yeah.
So be aware that that kind of thing does go on, and you need to be aware of it.
Brushwood in early June can still have frost temperatures at night. It can get down below 30. They had an event last year where some of the folks came, and they were all set. They were going to just camp in the woods for the summer. And they came with their light tents and their jean jackets. And they had some of them staying up in the camp house for a couple of nights because the temperature did drop low enough where there were some frost warnings, and they were worried about people.
They were worried about hypothermia, and hypothermia is a very serious thing when you camp. When you're going to an area that you've never been to, find out what the weather's like. It'll help you pack. It'll help you pack the right kind of things. It'll also help you get an idea of what you can expect. Brushwood is a great place, but it's situated between Lake Erie and Lake Chautauqua, both very, very large bodies of water. The weather that occurs between those two bodies of water are, well, it's pretty intense. We've seen tents lifted up, twisted up like just paper clips, and tossed halfway across the field. You have to be very careful, so make sure if you don't know what you're doing and you've never camped, talk to some people who are next to you and see if they've been camping. Or talk to the folks who are on staff who've been there and have the experience to help you tie things down and get things straight so that you don't have to worry about your home for 2 weeks ripping and blowing off across the field someplace. Thank you all for being with us this evening. We hope you learned something.
Yeah.
We hope that you enjoyed yourself. Please remember to stay safe, stay healthy. And
get yourself to some festivals this summer. Have fun. Stay safe.
We look forward to seeing you. And for now, blessed be everybody.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.